Here's another reading from the book Our High Calling, a daily devotional. Today's reading is entitled In Unison with God, April 11th. Bring thou the bread of life, dear Lord, to me, as thou didst break the loaves beside the sea, beyond the sacred page, I seek thee, Lord. My spirit pants for thee, O living word. In unison with God. Jesus saith unto them, My meat is to do the will of him that sent me, and to finish his work. John 4:34. Christ declared, I came not to do my own will, but the will of him that sent me. John 6:38. His will was put into active exercise to save the souls of men. His human will was nourished by the divine. His servants today would do well to ask themselves, what kind of will am I individually cultivating? Have I been gratifying my own desires, confirming myself in selfishness and obstinacy? If we are doing this, we are in great peril, for Satan will always rule the will that is not under the control of the Spirit of God. When we place our will in unison with the will of God, the holy obedience that was exemplified in the life of Christ will be seen in our lives. Paul declares, I am crucified with Christ, Galatians 2:20. There is nothing so hard as the crucifixion of the will. Christ was tempted in all points like as we are, but his will was ever kept on the side of God's will. In his humanity, he had the same free will that Adam had in Eden. He could have yielded to temptation as Adam yielded. And Adam, by believing God and being a doer of his word, could have resisted temptation as Christ resisted it. Had Christ so willed it, he could have commanded the stones to be made bread. He might have cast himself from the pinnacle of the temple. He might have yielded to Satan's temptation to fall down and worship him, the usurper of the world. But at every point he met the tempter with, It is written. His will was in perfect obedience to the will of God, and the will of God is revealed through his entire life. Christ's obedience to his Father's commandments is to be the measure of our obedience. Those who follow Christ, if they would become complete in him, must keep their will surrendered to the will of God. Abundant provision has been made that those who seek God with the whole heart may find him a present help in every time of trouble. Help has been laid on one that is mighty. Christ has promised, I will be your helper. thou didst bless the bread by Galilee, thou shalt all bondage cease, all fetters fall, and I shall find in thee my all in all. Thank you for listening today. Be sure to join me tomorrow for another reading from the book Our High Calling. God bless you today.